Alright, we are back, and I have a shelf in my hand for some reason. I don't know why.
Because you're shellfish?
Ha ha ha. Is that the little Archer people from your from your little fantasy books?
Oh, whatever, buddy.
Shellfish.
Pal.
Are you
Friendo.
saying I'm a crustacean?
Sure, yeah, let's go with that.
Shellfish.
Yes, I did, I know.
Got him.
Let's get this pain in the butt some donations, people.
Yeah.
He'd like to be able to pay his bills and feed his kids.
Man, it's been an interesting couple of months, let's put it that way. Now this time of the year is pretty stressful because it's when we have all the birthdays. So like Randy Wade's birthday was the 16th, so it was a few days ago. But this is the same time of year, and it hasn't happened over the last couple of years, where the state fair comes to town. And all the kids enjoy it. And he really kind of takes one for the team in reference to, we didn't do the fair yet, no. That's kind of, because he's a 40-year-old man inside of a 19-year-old body, and he's been a 40-year-old man ever since he was born. So him, we bug him like, what do you want for your birthday, and da-da-da-da-da. And unfortunately, like I said, we have one in January, one in February, mine's in March, his is in April, and then his brother's is in May. And then Pink Cacti and Heather are in October. So we have just this every month thing. And she's laying down right now. She just has, she's just been really congested. So she's been congested because of allergies. And then, that thing where, when you're congested, you kind of just drain down the back of your throat. That's what's making her throat hurt. So, anyways, so yeah, our 19-year-old son in 2022 really wanted a Walkman. An actual cassette player Walkman. And then he put a bunch of different cassette tapes. Mostly metal stuff, which is funny because he's the most unmetal kid you'll ever meet. But so he wanted metal cassettes, not metal cassettes, but not. They made those for a while, if you remember. So yeah, we got him. He wanted that, and he wanted. I'm glad he didn't want an 8-track because that'd be trickier to find. So yeah, you can still buy brand new. I mean, they're not Sony Walkmans per se. I'm using it more in the generic term kind of way. But yeah. So he that's what he's getting, and we got him some cassette tapes, and so yeah, it's very interesting the stuff that he wants for his birthday. So luckily none of that stuff is super expensive, but we want to go to the fair. Now the good news is a lot of the kids now have jobs. So, and they we don't really kind of, my mom had a really bad habit of, as I was a kid, including me in all her crappy financial problems, because I wasn't an only child, but all my siblings were older and moved out. So, I grew up, her talking about how we're broke and all this stuff. So, I have this major paranoia of being broke. Even if, money's okay, I'm still freaking out. And then when money isn't okay, then it's even worse. So, yeah. But, so the fair in and of itself isn't insanely expensive. It's not like going to Disneyland or anything like that. The only problem is that there's a bunch of us. You know what I'm saying? There's we have a lot of kids. So, so anything we do is kind of expensive. But, so that's coming up. And then, we have, we're going out of town. Now, this isn't until the end of June. But we're going to Michigan. Did I even tell you about this, Mikey?
I'm not sure.
Okay. So basically, and this is very, very abnormal for me because my family is, we're not enemies, but we're not really all that close. Like, we don't really do, I know it's weird that I have to kind of pre-state that. Like, my family doesn't completely suck, but, let me put it this way. My brother passed away a couple of years ago, and he lived in Pennsylvania. And we went back, and that was the first time I had seen my cousin. I only have one cousin. And that's the first time I had seen her since, like, 85.
Oh, wow.
I was 8. I saw her the next time when I was 42. So, same thing with my aunt and uncle. I only have one of each of those two. So yeah, we're really kind of bad at that. I have 2 brothers who live in the same city the same city I live in, which isn't that big of a city, and neither one of them see my house. Like, we just don't see each other. But on Heather's side of the family, I think I've seen Heather's family more than I've seen my family, who live in Tucson. But her grandma passed away last summer, and they wanted to have like a whole, they wanted to have a memorial with everyone there, but I think it was literally just an excuse to try and get the whole family there. Now, a couple years ago, Heather's cousin had gotten married, and Mikey just hiding in the corner over here. I just came upstairs. I'm like, what you doing?
I was doing some other stuff, so I just parked myself somewhere.
Just creepy, just horror movie standing in the corner with a sword in his hand. We had gone to a wedding in Oregon, and it had a lot of her. I met like her aunts and a lot of the cousins and the nieces and nephews and or whatever cousins' kids would be. I guess that would be nieces and nephews, but second cousins, I guess that would be. Anyways,
I think
so. That whole thing confuses me.
Yeah.
But there were still a lot of people who weren't there. A lot of the kids. So the way that they look at it is, Heather's mom and her 2 sisters are called the sisters, right? The 3 of them. And then the next generation down is the cousins, which is what Heather would be a part of, technically. I would be a part of and whatnot. And then the next generation down from that are called the kids. So, but the funny part is, you know, Heather's mom had her, Heather's the oldest. And, oh, what are you doing? Oh, you're pumping water in? Nice. And Heather's the oldest. And then there's a pretty big gap. There's like a 13-year gap between Heather and her sister. Like there's like an 11-year gap for her brother and 13 years for her sister. So pretty good sized age gap. And then I'm 5 to 6 years older than Heather. And I had a kid when I was 20. Kept my girlish figure, so we're all good. So the funny part is even though there's all these generations, Heather's sister and Pink Cacti are only 2 years apart in age. They're actually closer in age than a lot of our kids are. Wow, we are having a straight blizzard out here. It's crazy. So, Monkey! Monkey, want a treat? Come here. Come on. You gotta come say hi, though. Say thank you. Say thank you. The animals are fine. They're here. There we go. I warned them up. God, it's actually really windy out here.
Yeah, I was wondering what that noise was at first.
Yeah, that's the wind outside. So this year the big deal was basically what they're doing is they're taking the money that the grandma who passed away, basically money they got from like her like an estate sale and things like that, just whatever. And they're putting it towards kind of helping everybody out for this trip. So we got a little, like, basically they're putting us up in a they're putting everybody up in a hotel. So once we get there, we don't have to pay for anything, pay for like lodging and whatnot. But there's 6 of us. Unfortunately, Trin can't go with us, but the other 4 kids are. So there's 6 of us, so that's still expensive, to feed everybody. So they're gonna be feeding us and doing all stuff once we get there. But it was a little too expensive to try and fly, right? Jeez. Okay, what's with the wind? The oh no, it's still bad out here.
Yeah.
So the only way that Heather and I could figure out how to go to this thing, which if we didn't, I'm pretty sure her mom would murder me, would be to drive. And it's about 30 hours. That's unstopped drive time, 30 straight hours. And I gotta turn down the in-game sound. It's so loud. What would this be? Weather? Okay. So it's about 30 hours. So what we really wanted to do, and hey Mills, how you doing, buddy? We're gonna probably regret this horribly, but we're doing old-fashioned National Lampoon's Vacation. We're shoving 4 not small children. Actually, half of them aren't even technically children anymore. And Heather and I into a minivan and driving cross country. So what we're going to try and do, just because when Heather moved here, me, Heather, and the boys came back in an SUV pulling a trailer. And we were just trying to get here. So we drove from Mississippi here. We did like 2, 12, 13 hour straight drive time. Like, we got up, drove, other than stopping for gas, go to the bathroom, get something to eat, we just straight drove, right? And then and then until we got to a motel, stayed there, got up in the morning, straight driving, didn't get home until like 11 o'clock at night. It was insanely exhausting. By the end, none of us really liked each other all that much. But, so this one, the deal is that we wanted to split it up over 5 days. Okay. Trying to at least see stuff along the way. And that's really the only plan Heather and I... Key Bunny, I'm sorry. I missed your Twitch Prime resub. 39 months. Thank you. So, yeah, we were, but we didn't really know where we go. So the other day, Heather and I actually sat down and we did, figured out the trip because we were just kind of avoiding it. And, so we have a rough idea. We're trying to drive no more. So what's going to happen is we're going to get up each morning and we're going to drive about, roughly about 6 hours per chunk, ballpark. Actually, a little under. One of them is 6 hours. One day is 16 hours and 15 minutes. The other days are under 6 hours. But basically, we're going to try and see what we can do for the least to no amount of money we can spend. Because right now, I don't even know if we're going to be able to afford to pay for like the gas and the hotel rooms. Because that's the biggest thing. Is the gas right now sucks. But besides that. We got to at least get a couple hotel rooms every time we stop. So we can't there's 6 of us. We can't cram into one. I mean, Heather and I can't afford the therapy that would having to make, 3 teenage boys and a 24-year-old girl and us squeeze into one hotel room even for a night. So, and then of course we can't even go to McDonald's without it costing $50-$60 or more with us. So, anyways. So we got some, basically Heather and I, and we're at that point where we picked out stuff that we were like, all right, this will be cool, knowing that the kids are going to be absolutely miserable. Like, they're going to hate it. Because Heather and I have switched to old people mode, and we were okay, So, probably not the most well thought out things. For example, one of the first places we're going to stop is we're going to go check out White Sands, New Mexico. It's basically, like going to the beach without all that pesky water. It's just this place that has white, like, sand dunes. But we're going to go to there in New Mexico in June. So pretty much we're going to stop and get out of the car to burn our feet. That's what we're going to do that day. We're going to burn our feet.
This sucks. Okay, let's get back in the car and head
Basically,
off now.
yeah. So, you know, but then there's things like Cadillac Ranch. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen it, where all the Cadillacs are buried in the ground, you know, up to their hoods, sticking out at a weird angle. It's been in the background.
Car henge.
Yeah, And, you know, we're going to go check that out. Why? Because it's free. How long are we going to stay there? 4 minutes. There's a good chance we'll be there. However long it takes Heather to, however many pictures Heather can coax the kids into letting her take. That's how long we're going to wait there. So, Cadillac Ranch. Google it. But then some other places we're just going to check out, like Tulsa, Oklahoma, which we've never been to. We're going to go to St. Louis. We're going to try and go in the Arch, like actually go in it. Use like a little tram that goes up to the top of it. I did it when I was 12. I thought it was neat. And then we're gonna actually stop at Tegan and Gerald's place.
Oh, wow.
And visit with them and see their mansion and whatnot. So, you know, they don't have a mansion, but we like to joke they do. And yeah, we're gonna go hang out with them, and apparently he's got some VR stuff he's excited for the kids to try out, and so we're gonna hang out there, and then we're gonna finish up in northern. Yeah, cars in the ground. Yeah, we're gonna go there. Yeah. And then we're gonna head up to Michigan. We're gonna head up to it's kind of northern Michigan, so. And then once we get there, then kind of the sisters, Heather's mom and aunts, kind of take over. And I'm going to be honest with you, I'm extremely nervous. We're going to go canoeing.
Or you can't swim, can you?
I can swim.
Okay.
But I'm going to be in a tiny boat, eye power, on a river. That's what I'm scared of, the river.
Oh, don't worry. I'm sure it's not going to be a big rapid river or
It
anything.
is. It's the deadliest river in North America. I don't think her is. And the weird part is just me. But, no, but we're going to be there over 4th of July. And so we're going to see the whole fireworks thing. Here's the funny part. We're driving 5 days, right?
Mm-hmm.
She did get an insurance policy. I mean, what does it have to do with anything? Anyways, we're only going to be there for like 4 days. Because the whole thing is everybody gets in on the 1st and everybody leaves on the 5th. So really 4 or 5 days. Everybody leaving on the 5th day. We have a minivan. We used to have an SUV because we needed something. We wanted something with a 3rd row seat without it being a minivan. Because I've had minivans before, so they weren't all that exciting, you know. And then, so we got a, what did we have? A Dodge Journey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was always the joke, Journey. Yes.
Yeah. We went on a journey for the Journey. And that was great. And then all of a sudden, all the kids became 6 feet tall one day. Like all 3 of the boys were like, hey, we're going to be 6 feet tall today. And we're like, all right. And then they were. And so the legroom in the Journey was not suited for anybody that tall whatsoever. So we actually, partially because of this trip, but partially because we needed it, that's why we actually went and got a minivan. I mean, our car payment went up. That's to my money stress thing. And they keep, every time we renew our lease, they add $200 to our rent. So,
ouch.
Yeah. I mean, it's a big house. So yeah, that's the other fun thing I gotta figure out how to get more of you people to start watching this stuff. So not you people, you know what I mean. You guys have any like rich uncles? Share the link. Twitch.tv/MIKEY. I've literally just been running around doing nothing this whole time because I can't talk and do stuff at the same time. I will actually have an aneurysm and die. So. Anyways, but and then the plan is coming home. Is just hoping we have enough money to get gas, and we're gonna just try and do it in a lot less days and a lot less exciting at that point. So we'll see. So yeah, there's that. There's the fair. There's birthdays. You know. Hi, Demmer. Almost hit the button. So yeah, we're excited for it. Pink cacti, the only 3 states she's ever been to is Arizona, California, and Nevada. And to be more specific, she's been to Arizona, Vegas, LA, and San Diego. That's it. She's 24 years old. So she has never been east of Arizona, the rest of the country, the majority of the country. So I'm excited for her more than anyone because she's never seen like big trees or a forest or, there's a place in Phoenix called, the Salt River. It's just a salt river and you go tubing and stuff down it. So she's seen a river, but we're going to see like the Mississippi. Like that's a little bit more than just like a river, so. So yeah, I'm excited for that, but then that is just my absolute cause of stress is just, because in my mind, because I'm always worst case scenario guy in my head. So in my mind, I'm like, we're going to be in Michigan and then have to live there because we can't afford the gas to get back. So, But, so yeah, that's really, so if anybody's curious what the donations go to, it's paying the bills in general, which is always kind of the first big kicker, and then the all of this stuff coming up. So don't be surprised if you see at least one 12-hour live stream from me in the next handful of months. That's really where I bust out the 101 family telethon. I'm like Jerry Lewis. Monkey lives in Michigan. So does Dustin West. I don't know if we're gonna really have time to, because I think a lot of the people that I know that live in oh my God, Win, this is so annoying. That live in Michigan are like more closer to the Detroit area, and we're not going anywhere near there. So. And then on the way back, the only thing we have planned is we're taking a slightly different route because we're going to go to the town that Heather used to live in, like where she grew up. Because she's told me about it, but it's it's kind of always hard until you actually see it with your own eyes. But yeah, the town that she grew up in, and it's not been 4 years.
I did one during the pandemic.
I know Heather did the last one.
Oh, right. Heather did one there, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little while ago. Pretty much, just so you guys know, the 12-hour live streams are either when there's something big coming up or when we're in a really nasty financial pickle. And then, because we don't like doing them. So, Heather did one.
You had her new computer, and
that was the computers one because our computers were dying. And then I did one a little while back. Last we did was right before we moved. Oh wait, I haven't done one in this house?
No, you haven't, no.
Really?
No, Heather did one in the house, but you haven't. I don't believe you did one in the house.
Oh, wow, I didn't realize it had been that long.
Well, it's only been like 2 years, but yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's still, I didn't think I thought I had done one not insanely longer before she did, so. Time flies when I'm moving. Oh, okay. All right. I believe you guys. I trust your memory more than I trust my memory. So. But, yep. So, I can't do 24. I know I won't be able to. By the end, I'll be so grumpy. I'll be like real mean to everyone. Like, not even like jokey mean.
I mean, you'd be better off taking an entire weekend and doing 12 hours over, the 2 days or something like that if you're going to try something ridiculous like that.
Well, and the problem is that I have to take my seizure medication every night, and I get real sleepy. And so I don't think I could. My days of doing an all-nighter in any way, shape, or form. Don't get me wrong. I only sleep like 5 or 6 hours. Does Twitch let you sleep on streams again? Because if there, I could do a 24-hour. Hell, I could do a 48-hour for all I care. But yeah. But yeah, so that might be a thing. Which by the way, I got a haircut. We talked about this, but I feel so much better. I feel bad anytime I go, because we do it cheap. I go to Great Clips, so, nothing super fancy. And they were able to do beard trims. They weren't doing beard trims since the pandemic started, And that might be an idea. I'll just sleep, but I'll set my notification thing real loud, and then that way you guys can donate and scare the crap out of me while I'm sleeping. I don't know. I think the internet would love that. Maybe I'll pee. It'll be fun. So yeah, I go in and man, they earn their money with me because I needed to get my hair cut, and my beard was my beard tends to grow out like sideways. I did Skyworld's pack for last. Was that the last trip? God damn, it was a long time ago. All right. And yeah, like I got a wonky eyebrow. She creamed my beard. I think at one point she was cutting my ear hair, and I think I audibly heard her go, like, I mean, it's that bad, so. Oh man, my neck didn't hurt after I got my hair cut. I think that's how much hair I had. Of course, I'm talking to Mikey. You got a lot more than I do right now.
Yeah, I gotta past my shoulders and stuff like that.
I got a haircut. Very happy about that. I'm very happy to be able to take a bite of something and not have an entire mouth full of beard hair or mustache hair.
Yeah, I gotta trim my mustache one of these days.
Yeah, that's probably the roughest one.
But I can't have anyone else do it for me because I ain't being touched or anything like that. So I gotta do it myself, and I'm bad at keeping things like straight and stuff like that. So I'm also nervous about doing it because I'm gonna chop like a chunk of it off and have this weird empty patch or something.
Just do a comb over. Just comb over it. I mean, that's a nice thing about getting older. You're trimming your mustache and you buzz one side of it off. Just nose hair comb over. There you go, buddy. There you go.
Oh God.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. And then Heather's way too paranoid. My problem is you do it in the mirror, and I always get that like left is right and right is left, like when you're moving your hand thing. And I'm convinced you're worried about messing up your beard. I'm concerned about like shaving one of my lips off. Because you shave your lips off, all the soup falls out. Little known fact. Look at that. Learning with Modi. You got no lips, your soup just goes everywhere. So, anyways, the hell are we talking about? So yeah, that's really what the next couple months look like. So, I did ask. I don't remember if it was in this series or no, because I think it might have been while you were gone. I did ask people on the YouTube side. I was like, would it be weird or tacky if I put my donation link in the videos? Because there's a lot of people who don't come to the streams. Apparently, there's a lot of people who don't, like, their computers don't, like, Twitch doesn't work with their computers. And I've heard that ever since we started streaming years ago. There are people that have been like, every time I get on Twitch, it just locks up. It won't let me watch Twitch. I maybe they're just making excuses and not coming out to you, but whatever, it's fine. But yeah, so I had asked, I was like, what do you guys think it would be about putting? And I was mostly asking the YouTube side, like, about putting this. Well, I only had one person respond to me, and they were sure. They were like, sure, why not? I mean, I don't have any money to donate, but sure, why not? So I'm like, good enough. So I stuck it down there. Nothing's happening.
Okay, yeah, no, it makes sense. I mean,
yeah. All right, so let's say you got some questionable money and you can't get your own Caymans, offshore banking account. Just donate it to me. I'm not giving it back. It's not going to help you, but you have a problem with YouTube streams, like physically or emotionally, like
spiritually, even maybe
they won't work on your computer, or like there's a good chance that they killed your father. Like, which one is it?
Or you just find them offensive,
Yeah. Does seeing people live on YouTube when you're used to watching YouTube videos scare you? Is it a fear thing?
Huh? Weird.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've heard that. Like I said, there's a lot of people who've been like, I can't get. They've tried. They're like, I might be able to get it on my phone, but my computer will just not. It won't work.
See, that's so weird to me. Like, no matter how bad my computer has been, it's always been able to do fine with streams.
Yeah.
It was just, my internet that was off sometimes would be bad, that it wouldn't work. But that was,
Yeah.
not a computer. It's a crappy internet thing.
I mean, it could be something along the lines to where they're just kind of older computers and they just can't handle whatever. I don't know. So, and when I'm coming to computers, everybody's computer, even though like there are a lot of people who have literally the same exact computer, it seems like everybody's computer is like a person. Like they're all completely different. So, like for example, okay, the computer you had before the one you have now, Mikey, the one that was from the girls. We had two of them. I bought them on the same day, same place, identical computers, exact same computers. The one you had used to be Trins, and then the one that Pink Cacti had. Hey, Virgil. Yours was fine. Like we were able to update it. It had Windows 8, so like when that whole free Windows 10 thing came out, we had no problem. But Pink Cacti's, the entire time she had it, every time it would update, it would take forever, lock up, and say, failed, reverting back. We did complete system wipes. We did everything. And so therefore, because you can't update, we were never able to get Windows 10 on it. And then she bought herself, like, when she got a job and had a bunch of money, she bought herself like a nice gaming computer. Oh yeah, that's a good example. Hold on. And then even when we had it with Alexander, we couldn't. And the bad thing is, it'll be like, we really need to updating now, and then the whole update, trying and then failing, takes about 2 hours. So all of a sudden, she'd be in the middle of, watching something, hanging out with friends, and be like, okay, we're gonna try and update, and you couldn't stop it. And so she would just have to hang out and wait for her computer to not update for 2 hours. So. But yeah, Heather and I have the exact same computer with the exact same everything. And to load up mod packs, sometimes you need to download the Forge files, right? To put on the server and everything like that. Sometimes they come with it, but with the server files. But a lot of time we kind of just do it ourselves. And for some reason, Heather's computer, it will not, like, it'll say downloading, like you'll click the button and it'll, but it will not down the Forge files. So anytime we need to set up a server and the server files aren't well made and well put together, she has to come to me, tell me the exact version of Forge she needs. I download it, put it on a thumb drive, then she takes it to her computer. And we have literally the exact same computer about the same day. And it's, it's not like, oh, her video card works and my video card went out. Like, oh, well, obviously your video card broke. It's such random, weird things. And we have the exact same programs. Like, she downloaded the same, like, WinZip program I have and everything. Yeah, it's super weird. We have no idea why. We were actually on the phone with Teague and Gerald, who are, pretty knowledgeable about computers, and they were even baffled by the whole thing as well.
Yeah.
So.
It's honestly probably some minor thing on like the motherboard or something, like a piece of solder that was a little bit more on one than the other that causes weirdness. It can be weird crap like that with computers.
Yeah, it's exactly, Cozy. So imagine if you couldn't download, Forge jar files. How tricky making your own server packs would be, because that's what we have to do most of the time. So, all right, I should probably get some work done. I've literally just been running around this whole time. So keep an eye out for it. Probably, at least 12. Maybe Heather will do another one. I don't know. We'll see how things go. So we really want this trip to be good, but because here's the other issue, and this is kind of just a forewarning for you guys. We're going to be gone from Sunday, June 26th through July 8th. That is the Sunday we leave that morning, and then we're going to get back sometime Friday, July 8th, probably in the evening. Maybe as early as the 7th, but probably the 8th. So we're actually not going to have any YouTube videos for 2 weeks. I mean, because we record the streams and we can't really do like extra recordings or whatnot. We honestly won't have time. But the killer is we also won't be making any money for those 2 weeks. So that's the other side of us doing like a 12-hour live stream, is to make sure that when we get a berry blast snow cone. It's snowing so bad out. Oh, that makes sense why you're making it. Road trip vlogs, phone streams. I don't know. I've thought about it.
12-hour streams into YouTube videos. There you go.
Hell yeah, there you go. Oh, man. That's actually not a horrible idea now that you say it.
Yeah, I'll give you months worth of content.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll see. What 12 episodes? I could actually do that. We don't. Here's the thing. We don't.
He's purple. What? Ew.
Yeah. Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, he has a urinary tract infection. He got it from an alien. So. Yeah, I don't know. Like, here's the funny thing. YouTube really is probably one of the least sources of income that Heather and I have.
Yeah.
Heather gets money from YouTube maybe once every few months. We more put out the videos for the people watching. It's very, I get some. Used to be good. YouTube really used to pay our rent. Now it doesn't even pay like half of our cable bill or our internet bill. So, yeah. So YouTube isn't necessarily the worst part to miss out on, just from a financial side, but the fact that we'll be missing 7 streams.
Yeah.
That's really
a big chunk of.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, maybe in the car we might do something that might be kind of fun. The only thing is, I don't think the kids are interested in. I mean, they're gonna just be on their phones. They're literally gonna just shut their brains off to us. So. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Think of some weird stuff. Anybody donates $100, I'll put this blindfold on for a while. Things like that. Fun things.
Oh, jeez.
How close to 100 Patreons am I? I'm still at 85. It goes every time. I'm not joking. This is what always happens. And this has happened. I've been right around this number for years. And here's the thing. It's not the same 85 people. I mean, there's a lot of, don't get me wrong, there's people that have been around forever, But it's funny, like, I'll check my email and be like, oh, hey, I got a new Patreon, or somebody came back or something exciting. And I'll go on to send them a message to get them whitelisted and stuff. And because here's the thing, I get emails when someone becomes a Patreon, but I don't get told when someone leaves. I have to actually go to the website. And inevitably, it'll be like, oh, I get another Patreon, and I'll go and I'll hop on and be like, oh, that's weird, it's still at 85. Oh, it's because this person dropped. I'm like, well, God damn it. Maybe. So yeah, that always seems to be the case. Or there's times I've been close years ago. It popped up, but like I said, I mean, it's not for everybody. I think it's pretty neat, but So, and I get it. And people have different money situations and whatnot, but yeah.
I've
so,
only got one patron, so you're doing better than me. Dustin Bice is still my $5 patron.
Yeah, he's hardcore. Well, I mean, hell, you had T Reaper on there for a long time. So.
Yeah, I basically pushed him because he was giving me $25 a month, and when I wasn't doing anything anymore, I was like, nope, I can't keep taking $25 a month from this guy. I feel bad doing it, so I was like, I told him to cancel. Basically, like 2 or 3 months later, he finally did.
Yeah, well, yeah. But okay, this is what I need. Is this guy, Decker Press? Let's remember that. You know what I can do it on and on for streams. Oh. I don't understand that statement.
She means because she has so limited money, she can only do it once in a while for streamers. And
Oh
stuff
yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Oh, okay, okay. That makes sense. What do you mean streamers? What's this plural crap? Right here, Rev. You cheating on me, Rev? So yeah. No, and you guys can ask Heather. I've had just this, and it's dumb, but I have had this constant everyday dread of this whole thing like coming to an abrupt end ever since I started. Like honestly, you know. What do you mean I don't stream 24? I have 6,000 videos to watch on YouTube. You can find something. I'm just being picking on Rev. I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I have this just, and I think it you know, when I grew up, we didn't have much money, and like I said, my mom really never kind of shielded me from that. So, you know, when I started doing this was probably the worst. I, you know, had a 2-bedroom apartment with 2 teenage girls, and my daughters don't get weird. Yeah, that was some rough times. So, but yeah. So, if anybody's ever curious why we, you know, Heather and I push the donation thing that much, is it's literally the lifeblood. And honestly, I used to have, you know, 100, 150 people come to the stream, and I know deep down in my heart that's the reason they stopped coming. Well, once they realized I only had 9 jokes, you know, you know, once you heard them enough times. So, but yeah, I know that's what really pushed people away from streams, and probably still does, because that's just my panic of like, oh God, the kids are gonna starve to death. You know? Yeah. And by the way, it's not. I don't have minor worries. It's got to be major.
Oh yeah, it's always the end of the world. Trust me,
Yeah.
I relate entirely.
Yeah. So that's definitely a bad trait, like I said, because like I said, I've had times that I've made decent money and been comfortable, which I'm still not comfortable then, and then there's been times that I'm just broke because. You know, just because of life. All right.
Mighty Pogs.
He's gonna make me say it. McPacey, thank you a $5.01 donation that says Modi Pogs. Oh, you're in your 30s, man. Stop saying Pogs. Oh, I like messing with him, man. So yeah,
I'm personally always convinced I'm gonna lose my job and, you know, end up homeless and on the street, even though I'm living with my parents, so that wouldn't happen in and of itself.
Yeah.
That even if I lost my job, I wouldn't end up on the street. But that's where my brain goes anytime I worry about it.
So add 5 other people to that. That's honestly my mentality, to where, you know, to where it's like, you know, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to take care of these people. Which is funny because, you know, and kind of sticking with what you just said, I think 3 of the kids have more individually in their bank accounts than Heather and I do. So really, when it comes down to it, I think it'd be the time to 3 and be like, yeah, it's about time to get my own place. Be like, what do you mean get your own place? We're all going to be homeless together now. Get in the tiny tent, you know.
I mean, they have a more reliable income than you guys
They
do.
They do. Well, okay, they do, but now, okay, so when it comes to the kids, Pink Cacti pays rent. We have a deal here, and this is something I'll stand by even if, you know, I'm homeless and they're not. I want the kids to do well in school, and that's in any level. I always want that to be their primary focus. So, while they're in school, we're not going to have anybody pay rent. Now, Pink Cacti is out of school, and she has a job, and she still lives here, so she actually pays rent. When Trin lived here, same thing. And RW is planning, when he goes to college next year, living on campus. Even though it's still in Tucson, we don't live, I mean, we live close, but not close enough. And the thing about it, when you're in like a university, you'll have a class and then not have a class for 3 hours and have a class, you know, that type of thing. So that driving back in, you know, yeah. And So yeah, it would be. I mean, Trin tried doing that, and like, so you're either sitting around the school for 3 hours, or you drive all the way home, and it's far enough. It's probably about 25-minute each way drive, and so that's a lot in gas, you know. Yes, the stream has literally just been me running around. I'm so sorry.
Well, it started off with you doing some stuff.
Yeah, look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this kitchen I made. Huh? Not a drop
for
of food.
The first half an hour, you were doing stuff. Then
we started
talking, and well,
yeah. The stream is on, yeah. And mind you, I haven't streamed since Saturday, so outside of the people inside this house, I haven't talked to anyone else since Saturday. Oh man. Alright, what did I want to make? The Decker thing. Anyways, I'll make something, okay? You guys happy? See? Look, I can't talk. Alright. Decker press.
Word.
Your mocking doesn't help. It doesn't help at all. Well, it doesn't help me.
I wasn't mocking anybody.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I mean, I think there is a part of us, of Heather and I, to where we're kind of hoping. I wonder if this will work. I can't even put this on the camera. You know, there's probably a small part of us that is hoping to kind of have a vacation, because you know, just to kind of be in the moment with the kids and stuff like that. But on the other hand, like I said, for at least 6 hours every morning, I mean, maybe we'll like, oh, hey, kids, look at that, you know, Big Ben, Parliament. But other than that, I mean, they're teenagers. They're going to be engulfed in their phones. So I don't know. Maybe Heather and I will have just chat streams or something like that. Probably not every day, but we're going to have some downtime. But I really don't want to, because there's this whole thing, like when you kind of vlog something, and we learned this, you know, is to where the entire thing you're doing is through the lens. You know, you're just concerned with, you know, getting shots and kind of narrating the whole thing, to where when it's done, you're like, oh God, I kind of missed it, you know. But on the other hand, then we have, you know, kind of this internet home movie scrapbook type thing. So we'll see. Who knows? Maybe Heather and I will be bored, and we'll just do I'll be driving, and you know, we could do Q&A. Every time we do that, no one asks any questions.
Yeah, well.
Because Heather and I talk all the time, so there's really not a whole lot, you know. Maybe new people might be like, how'd you guys meet? And we're like, all right, here we go. Control this one.
Check video 12
yeah. You ever had a bad incident at a Church's Chicken? Like, you know, yeah, we can always go back. Yeah. So, no, that's I think we talked about this before, but so Heather and I, okay, so we have the Modi and Heather channel, which, by the way, isn't technically dead. It is just in a severe coma. And let me explain. The concept of that channel is there something that Heather and I are really into? You know, I'd probably say, like, me 100%, Heather like 95%. I think she's into it, but then she's also like realistic on time frames. So the reason that channel was originally made was not to go to yard sales, was not a cooking channel, any of that stuff, was to be pretty much a adventure van life channel, to where basically Heather and I mean, the channel would start out, and there's a lot of them like this, but the channel would start out would be Heather and I converting a probably Dodge ProMaster, you know, one of those, the Mercedes Sprinters, like what the Amazon vans are. Oh, am I not slept? I should probably go sleep. There's bad guys after me. Let's go to bed, people. And converting those into basically a tiny home, an RV, you know, and no, not child abduction vans, like the tall vans you can stand up in. If you're ever bored, just check out van. Go to YouTube and type in van life. There's a million channels of it. So. But that was the original plan. Here's the only problem is we can't do this until all the kids are gone. Well, one of them's 14 right now. Large, wrong room. What do you do? Okay. We're having a sleepover. So yeah, that's always been the plan for that channel. And then Heather and I would just travel around and really mostly just see North America. I'm convinced if I go anywhere else, they won't have food I'll eat and I'll die. I'll starve to death in the middle of like London or something like that.
Canada's close enough to.
Yeah.
America.
I've never been to Canada. I think that would be really cool. And then I think even along the way we'd probably like stop and see people. Stop and
all right.
little meetups. Oh, hey, look at that.
Shish taco money.
So Doom Killers just donated $40 with the message, shh, taco money. It's probably one of the best donations. Shh, taco money. It's like Grandpa giving you money, or like crazy Uncle Stu. Hey Billy, here, take this. Shh, taco money. Thanks, buddy.
Oh, tell your parents.
You don't have to share this with your brothers. Here, this is just your taco money. You go have a good day. Go out there and get some tacos. Don't tell them you're my favorite. Here you go.
God.
Billy, you're my favorite. I don't trust Robert. I think he's gonna kill me one day. But here's some taco money. Thanks, Uncle Gary. You weirdo. Anyway, so what I was saying before, crazy Uncle Doom Killers, it's a family name, slip me some pocket taco money for pocket tacos. That's so you can buy you go to a taco place, you get them, you wrap them up, you stick them in your pockets, and when no one's looking, taco, and then you stick it back in your pocket. Only for you. No other. Are those guys still flying around? I slept. Oh,
yeah, we all slept.
I think I just got a pushy butterfly. Never mind, we're fine.
Oh, okay.
I lost my train of thought because of taco. Taco money. Thank you, my friend. That's great. Anyways, but yeah, so that's something that we wanted to do. It's kind of this weird catch-20. Like, what I would love to do if we could, and I mean, mind you, we got at a minimum 4 years until all the kids are away, minimally. Yeah, you messed up my brain with taco money. Anyways, but I would love to build a van to where we still had our PCs in it, and we would still do streams and videos and that kind of stuff like we do now, like Minecraft and whatever else. But we stream today, and we might be in the middle of Arkansas, and then we stream, and then when we stream next week, we could be in, Calgary, Canada, wherever, and then we would end up vlogging our misadventures, Yep. You gave salsa money, my patient. But pocket salsa. You're gonna wanna like shellac the inside of your pocket. So. Well, okay, all right. So.
Well, he did say he was being, he said he was being generous, saying 4 years. I mean,
yeah. Well, okay. It's let me put it this way. It's 4 years until we can legally be child free. How about that? 4 years until they're all done with high school. Well, okay.
In theory.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Okay, so there's like plans in the work. Okay, so we have Randy Wade, who's when we say he's going off to college, it's 25 minutes that way, but it's still going off. Like, he's still gonna move out, and that's generally, at least what I've noticed, is kind of an omen for people, is that once they kind of get that taste of that freedom or whatever you want to say, they'll they kind of want it more. I mean, not saying they will never like go back home, but they'll still be like, oh, remember when I could do this, remember I could do that, and that kind of pushes it. Pink Cacti's 24 and still hasn't moved out. But eventually it's going to be open the door and push her butt out with my foot type of thing. But she has a friend, I don't know, a boyfriend, a companion. I don't know what the hell what the kids are calling him. But anyway. But he lives in Boston, but he's actually planning on moving here, but with some sort of work thing or some sort of house. I don't remember what the whole deal is. But they're planning for 2 years. And in 2 years is when he's going to move here and they're going to get a place they're saving up for. We'll see about that. And then we think Isaiah, the artist formerly known as Middle Child, he kind of has a thing where I think he's going to move out like on his 18th birthday, which is weird because he's still going to have a few days of school left, of high school, you know. But I could see him really kind of wanting to get out on his own and do that whole thing. And then we have the 14-year-old, and he's kind of the last piece on that. So what our hopes are is that maybe over the next 4 years, and this is, I'm going to say probably one of the funniest phrases I've ever said, with all of our extra money, see, I knew that would get you. That's comedy gold right there. To where eventually we would love to be able to get like probably a Dodge ProMaster. And I could sit here for the next 2 hours explaining why that over a Sprinter or anything like that. And then slowly build it out and maybe take like little trips. We're already going to try that. I don't know if we're going to vlog it, but Heather and I want to go camping in our van, which basically means we drive out to the middle of nowhere and then sit in our van and watch TV and movies on my iPad. That's exactly what it means. You know, we'll bring a cooler with some... And maybe I'll have some pocket tacos. We'll see. There you go. Yeah, that's going to be Heather and I camping is, you know, a nice inflatable bed in the back of our minivan in the middle of nowhere, but then like not going outside because hiking, that seems exhausting. So. But yeah, so that's kind of our weird little dream, and then we would still do this and do that, and then that's when the Modi and Heather channel would really kind of become a pretty strong focus. So we'll see. Also, Heather and I have absolutely nice. Thanks, Liv. Heather and I have no building, electrical, plumbing, or design experience whatsoever. So my point is, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on that. All right, well, I didn't quite get as much done as I hoped, but I made the kitchen. 2 hours for a 12-minute project. Yay for me. Yay for me.
Hey.
I think, Heather, are you? I'm hoping she's going to stream. I know she talked back in the chat again, so I'm hoping she's up. We're going to go raid Heather. Unless she's not streaming, then I'm just going to end up sending you to her channel, and it'll be weird. Either myself alone or me and Heather will be back this afternoon. I think we're going to be wrapping up Sky Colonies today. Mostly because I don't think there's anything that we still want to do in there. So we're going to be playing around a little bit on that. That'll be the finale to that, I'm guessing. She is? Okay, good. Thanks, Rick. And, yeah, show Heather some love, too. She's not feeling that well. Plus, she also likes tacos inside pockets. And she'll get more. She'll get like avocado on hers. So, she has much more exciting pockets, is what I'm saying. So, anyways, everybody on the YouTube side, like, subscribe, try and help get the, tweet out videos you think are funny, because that definitely helps. I'm just going to call you K. NP, thank you for the follow. And, like, subscribe if you haven't, if you're new here. Mikey and I are not new here in every sense of the word, so, hit that, leave a comment, say, yay, Mikey's back, or something, or type,
about the fact that I'm back, be free to express yourself.
Yeah, or pocket tacos. Just type pocket tacos in the comments. Do that right now. Tweet pocket tacos to us. That's fine. I always love this because this video on YouTube isn't going to come out for like a week, and then I'm going to forget this conversation, and they'll be very confused why I'm getting so many pocket taco tweets like sometime next week. Like, I think this comes out on like Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember. So. But everybody on the Twitch side, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out. Hope you guys had some fun. I want to give a big thank you to Dragon Key Bunny for the resubs and to McPasty and Doom Killer for the Pocket Taco and Salsa donations. We didn't get any bits, but I'll be back in about 3 hours after Heather streaming after lunch. We'll be playing, and we're going to try and hit those goals. Also, keep in mind, if you guys want to come hang out on these servers and, run around when we're streaming and chit-chat in the Discord and be in the Saturday streams and all that fun stuff, you can do that by Mikey. You can do that by becoming a Patreon. Come join the Patreon. It'll be super fun. And lastly, don't forget to check out Host Havoc for all your server needs. Stick around. We are going to raid Heather right now. So show her some love. This time, literally let her know. Let her know this was a Modi raid, just in case she was unaware. So if you're coming from my stream and her stream, make sure you type, boom, Modi raid. Make a big deal about it. A lot of hoopla and whatnot. Anyways, any final words there, Mikey?
Thanks for being here, and I hope we were entertaining.
Yeah, all right. Well, we will see you guys next time. Go check out Heather, and we'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.